Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 9 of the Kasten Kickstart. I'm in my warm hat again because there's a wind coming and there's another blizzard. There was freezing rain yesterday. This is the type of weather when you're thinking about disaster recovery. You look outside, you go, anything can go wrong anywhere. So let's make sure we have backups. And remember, no one cares about backups. They only care about and love successful restores. I've seen situations, not in my workplace, but in others, where they had beautiful backup reports saying everything is wonderful, everything is awesome, whatever the trendy word is of the day. And then they went to restore, and guess what? It wasn't. And you know what? That's all that counts. So we want to back up and we want to restore successfully. What we're going to do today is restore our VM. Okay, so we have a VM, we backed up. In fact, I'll admit to you folks that I was playing around my lab last night. This is what I like to do in my lab. I like to play around with it, sometimes destroy it, recreate it. I didn't go that far last night, but I did mess around with my Kasten setup, and so I made a few changes, but I redid the backups and everything else. Now, on another note, I promise to give the instructions out sooner rather than later for all of this. Some people were saying, I've got a couple of requests, can you please give us the instructions already? We want to follow along. So I think I've gone pretty far. So maybe tomorrow or maybe the day after, maybe a New Year's Eve gift. I will provide the instructions so you can do this and copy and paste and do that kind of thing. But for now, keep watching and concentrating. Let it all sink in. Okay, so we're going to move over to our restore points. There they are. As you can see, object first, this export profile is immutable. Remember, you need immutable backups. Let's restore. So we go over to here, we right click, and we press restore. Now, this is a test restore in my case. I'm pretending I've got production. I don't want to overwrite the existing VM. So what I'm going to do, it's very simple. I'll create a new namespace, and Kasten allows us to do that. So I'll call it restored. Okay, that way I can't make a mistake when I go and nuke it. So create restored namespace. There are things here as well, but they're a little bit deeper. We don't want to go into them right now. I just want to do a basic restore. So let's press restore. Off it goes, and we can go to the dashboard and check and see what's happening. And there it goes. Obviously, first of all, it's going to create that namespace. So let's just find let's just go and connect to my Kasten setup. So Kasten at Kasten01. Oops, Kasten K. It was Kasten K01, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Remember your names. Okay, and now we're going to do K get NS for namespace. And what do you see? Restored. That was not there before. Kasten has created that. Now, when it comes to the actual restore, you have to be patient. It depends on your system, depends on what, how big your VM is. What they do provide you with now is this little percentage sign here. Way back in the day, with everything, including deployments, they didn't have that. And so you'd sit here and just look, and you'd be sitting there, please work, please work. You could go into the command line and see some things that way, but a little bit more complicated. This is nicer. And it'll take, amount of time it takes. Depends, right? I mean, on your system, size of your VM, as I said before, speed, everything else. So this is my complete home lab setup, which is we're talking about retired desktop equipment from some downtown skyscraper that used to do Excel spreadsheets all day long. I saved it from that horrible life, and I injected some new RAM in there, and these things are really happy now. They're hypervisors, Proxmoxes, so very pleased that they've been saved. But obviously, they're not super servers. Okay, so they're going to take their time. Nevertheless, everything's working. Again, when something starts to go wrong in a backup or a restore, you'll start to see here X's. It'll try like 3 times. You got X1, X2, and X3. So it's kind of like baseball. 3 strikes and you're out. So that's what you'll get. I don't see it yet, so I'm still happy. And look, this is just running away. It's now 40%. Some people actually like to sit there and watch. I don't, because I find when I do that, I can jinx it. I don't know what it is. It's like when I watch my favorite hockey team, they lose. If I don't watch and I say I don't care, they win. So that's my trick. I say I don't care, I'm not interested, and then they win. But of course, inevitably, I'm tempted when they start to really win to watch, right? Especially in the playoffs. And so then they end up losing. Don't tell anyone that. I might get beaten up by fellow fans here in Toronto. But same thing with backup percentages. I don't sit there or watch the line. I called it watching the line back in the day. Your days you were doing, what was it, Windows updates or some kind of application updates, and you'd watch it, and it would go. And I think it was Windows where it would do a rollback. It'd be happily going along, and then it said, oh, rolling back. Oh no. I remember one hellish evening and night and morning when it was just rollback after rollback. I can't remember what the fix was. You have something to do with a SQL server, but it was just rolling back every single time. And when it finally worked, I think I fell asleep. So I think I was watching and then I woke up complete successfully. So I'm not going to watch this. 93% though. So it's kind of, oh, and I am going to watch it now. It's complete successfully. Okay, complete successfully. I don't believe you, Jeff. Well, I've got KubeVirt to prove it. Let's go to KubeVirt. Oh, but there's only one. I didn't refresh. Bum bum. There we go. Restored. Now, I don't remember if I set this to turn on or not, but either way, we just restored it, so it would need to boot up. So let's press this again. Haha, look at that. You don't believe me? So we got two VMs now. One is in the restored namespace. The other one's in VMs. Let's go to the desktop. And we should see the same thing. Yes, there we go. That is my restored VM. Okay, that's a restored VM. Look, there's some updates available. Wonderful. Now let's go to the non-restored. We're going to leave. Yes, we're going to leave the non-restored one. So this is the one in VMs. And you got the same thing here. We got the matrix. And I don't see that update. See, interesting. So there you go. Maybe I did these already today. So it worked. It's fine. It's in a new namespace. You can see here. Basically, that was easy, right? Right. Because Kasten's easy. Again, the instructions are going to come sooner, and we will be ready for 8.5 when it comes out. And we're going to go forward and tackle more interesting and more complex backup and restore tasks going forward. But this is just the basics. See you in next part 10.